Don't mind that little mouse there. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a look at of a game I played a lot of back in my N64 days, Scooby-Doo Classic Creep Capers. This is also kind of interesting because this is technically the very first video that I used. Excuse me. The very first video that I used to test out my new screen recorder, which came with a media suite that came with the new laptop that my dad got me for my birthday.
Oh, cool.
Please don't worry yourselves over the condition of his voice. He's just been recording probably for the last 4 hours.
Yeah, basically. At the time of us recording this, I actually finished recording for a very high-quality lackadaisy video. I know the guy who made it, Elson. He does a lot of high-quality stuff, and we've just been going at it for quite a bit, and that's why I sound a little bit raw here.
Look
but
in the distance.
Anyway, Scooby and Shaggy are on their way home from a good night at the movies, and they figure this road will be a good way to get back to the Mystery Machine.
Yeah.
However...
Of course, there's always got to be monsters lurking around.
Like, the sooner we need to do that. My Shaggy
Not just a
impression
monster.
sucks. What the?
Car crash.
Oh.
Oh,
Zoinks! That sounded like a car crash up the road. I'm not a bad. I'm horrible at Shaggy. I'm gonna stop that right
Gee, Scoob, let's run away! Why the hell are these bats here?
Yeah.
Like, you need to not do this so much there, Scoob. Maybe that's closer. I don't know.
Like,
Oh, hey, this truck's
So, yeah,
on fire.
now we gotta
Maybe
put
need
that-
to do something. No, I'm
Yep.
just sounding
Basically,
like Dale
just to
Grimble.
explain the gameplay...
Sorry.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, just to explain the gameplay real quick, that's just him telling bun prompts. Basically, Classic Creep Capers, for the N64 anyway, because I know this was also on the Game Boy Color, but Classic Creep Capers is basically baby's first Resident Evil.
Really?
You mean a kid-friendly Resident Evil? Because God knows,
Same principle.
God knows we 7-year-olds couldn't play the gory nature of the Resident Evil series, so we just got set with Scooby-Doo.
yeah.
You put the fire out, but it looks like no one was in the truck.
Huh? How suspicious.
Oh, and that invoice was one of the pieces of paper that I picked up by the truck, by the way, because that's also another thing. When you're going through the game, you can pick up, like, a lot of different things. Some of them are actually clues that you need to solve the mystery. You hand those over to Velma, and there are other pieces that are basically trap pieces that you can use to pretty much trap the ghost of each episode. You give those to Fred.
I'm sorry, children, but it's illegal to be parking your van on the grass.
Isn't that Mr. Wickles or whatever, the museum
Yeah,
owner?
that's his name, Mr. Wickles.
Mr.
guy.
Wickles, the character.
And I was actually about to...
I'm trying to remember the voice he had. It was like, oh, he's been haunting the haunted grounds. Yeah, that's what they're called, haunted grounds.
But yeah, he's just warning us about the Black Knight, which I should probably go ahead and say that real quick. Classic Creep Capers is divided into 4 episodes. The first 3 episodes are kind of very loose adaptations of episodes from the original series, this one being the Black Knight episode.
Okay.
I guess that would explain the subtitle, Classic Creep Capers.
Aw, that's so cool.
Okay, and now we're just handing stuff to Fred, which... Well, actually, you hand everything to Fred, my bad. Both clues and traps. Velma does get a use later, but not right now.
And Daphne's just there to stand there and look pretty.
Basically.
So who are the people we control as?
Mainly Shaggy. Scooby does follow you around, but I don't think he does anything, like, particularly interesting. He's kind of not unlike how Max is in the Sam and Max games.
Alright.
Then why is this game called Scooby-Doo when
Or
it's Shaggy who's the star?
I was about to say, or to an extent, he's also like Barry.
You can't let the cards.
Barry, I guess.
Oh, God.
Yeah, just to further the Resident Evil comparisons.
That was too close, Shaggy. You were almost up.
You know, I don't know if I should say it like that, because I don't know any Jills in the Scooby-Doo universe.
Me.
You were almost a raggy ranwich.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
That works.
hello.
Yes. Look closely at the walls.
Hey.
Oh, great.
A bunch
Hey.
of Hanna-Barbera
The Hall of
cameos.
Hanna-Barbera.
Hey.
And all of its...
There's Snagglepuss there. There's... I don't know who the captain's supposed to be, but you also see in that wall, that hippo, I forget what his name
And
is.
the
Quick Draw.
horse, yeah.
Draw McGraw.
Jeez.
I like how he said, like, shh.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why that's really funny to me to imagine going like, shh. like He has to follow
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, in case you haven't
Okay.
picked up on it yet, this game doesn't really have any actual voiceovers. The closest thing you get are just like random clips of Scott Innes's Scooby and Shaggy like popping up here and there. Mostly for Scooby.
I guess it makes sense considering the fact that this is on the N64, and well, having voice acting on that console was kind of a luxury.
Yeah. Wait.
Velma!
Oh, that
Shit!
was,
She... And Fred's thinking to himself, shit, how am I going to solve the case without her? That's who I give all my clues to.
But don't worry, we'll find her like before the end of this video.
okay.
Like, great.
Now, let's go into one of these exhibit wings.
The Egyptian.
First, we'll
wing.
go here.
You know, it's nice to know that we got this...
And these coffins. Be sure to check these coffins, because one of these coffins actually has something you need.
Oh,
I assume it's this one?
what's with that zoom out that
Yep,
happens?
it's a trap piece. And also, you might want to be careful in this game, because, you know, it seems... Okay, that's just me showing off what the inventory looks like. Yeah,
Okay.
it might seem like everything's all hunky-dory and whatnot, but you better be careful, because you might come across some... Okay, come on. Come across some...
Spooks! Run away!
And if you get caught,
Where'd it
oh,
go?
Well.
look,
Okay, then.
we're disguising ourselves.
That's also something you can do in, like, certain situations. If you have a certain item, you can actually hide within the environment to get away from whatever's chasing you.
Well, that's helpful.
That is very helpful.
Actually...
Oh, look!
Oh, what's this?
Velma's glasses!
She can't see without her glasses.
My glasses.
We
I can't
better
be
go-
seen without my glasses.
We better go find her and put them back on her, otherwise she might end up falling into a spike track for all we know.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, by the way, in case anyone's wondering what those little orange things are on the floor, those are Scooby snacks. They pretty much replenish your health, which I should probably explain the health system in this game. You don't really take any
Whoa.
damage per se. Like, whenever you come across something, instead of damage, you just get scared. And, like, the more times you get scared, the lower the bar goes until eventually you, well, game over.
Well, like, gee, Scoob, that's the most convincing animatronic I've ever seen. Oh my god!
That could almost
And
take
that
your
was
head
enough.
off.
And that was enough for Shaggy to convince himself to stop taking the druggies.
Wow.
So that's what's in
Jeez,
those
that's
Scooby
weird.
snacks.
That is weird.
Well, he is called Scooby Doo. Such topical humor that everyone uses, like, in the history of ever for this series.
So while we go through this exhibit, spoiler alert, we do find Velma at the end of this exhibit. Does anyone have any history with any particular Scooby games, like aside from the one that we already shown, which was 900 Frights?
Outside of that and a little bit of Unmasked, I can't say I'm too familiar with the Scooby games. I'm
there she
more
is.
so familiar with the show than I am the games. Oh, there's Velma.
Why is she tied up?
Why do you think?
Oh, because the Black Knight tied her up. And luckily enough, we could use this rope for later. First, let's give her specs.
We could just be assholes and not give them to her, just let her, guess where the mystery gang are.
You can't do that to a very nearsighted person.
You know what that reminds me of, though? I'm gonna ask this just to Jordan, since I think she's played the game. In Arkham City, the point where they steal the cure for whatever the Joker's infected with, you go to the steam mill and you think Harley has it, but she's actually tied up and it's revealed that someone stole it from her, and you actually have the option to keep putting on and removing the tape that's covering her mouth.
I remember that. That was classic.
I actually don't remember that because all I remember from Arkham City are the cutscenes, and that particular part I did not see. Because I guess I overlooked. I didn't see much of the gameplay.
I think he never got very far
that's
into
fair.
it.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, it is a good ways into the game, I'll say
I was
that
gonna
much.
say, here's the thing. My brother.
Oh no, we're caught!
Uh-oh.
Gasp! Hey, what are you kids doing in here?
Quick, onto the mop!
Anyway.
Oh, oh, jeez. But why are we trying?
'Cause we need the
Why are we
key.
running around like we're the criminals? We're trying to help them. Mr. Wickles asked.
Well, because for all we know, we just broke into the museum.
That's true. Anyway, just going back a little bit before this video ends. My brother was the one who played the first Arkham
Oh.
game. I don't quite remember if he played Arkham City. I want to say he did, but I don't think he did. So that's why I personally have never played Arkham. I just know it from the cutscenes.
Okay. Well, that was something. Well, the whole Harley thing is something you only see during gameplay, so that's probably why you don't remember, because they probably didn't show that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, for those wondering why I do, like, really weird gestures whenever the camera moves, this game doesn't have tank controls, but there will be instances where it's, like, when you're not holding the button, the control will kind of, like, jerk back a little.
Well,
I don't know how you got in, but the museum is closed. I'm not going to call the cops or anything, because you two look very trustworthy.
like, that's a relief.
And you're not going to guard the window that we just came through.
Oh yeah, we'll just go back through the window with our van, with our license plate parked next to the ladder, incriminating evidence. Let's just go back in.
I'm good at my job.
Let's go by the cafeteria.
How big are these maps?
Relatively medium-sized. Now time for a little mini-game.
Of course.
Oh my goodness.
Oh geez, that's actually.
Basically, in every one of these episodes, you'll have a chance to play this little mini-game. It's mainly just a means to recover health if you can't find any Scooby snacks in the map.
I was also gonna say that's actually deceptively tricky. Oh,
Goodness.
oh
No.
God, that was like a. Who's the real monster here?
He eats 20 square meals a day, so...
Okay then,
And yet he still keeps in such fine shape. Thank you, high metabolism.
But yeah, I guess in total, like, how do you feel about the game overall? Like, was this one of like the first big like 3D Scooby-Doo games?
Yeah, it is. And as far as the game itself, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of aged in places.
It definitely looked like it.
Yeah,
I mean,
kinda
especially for an N64 game, like it feels very middle of the road.
So yeah, that was Classic Creep Capers for the N64. Like I said, there's also a Game Boy Color version of it. I might do a look at of that in the future. I've never played it myself, so I'll have to wait and see. I would like to do more look-ats of the other Scooby games, like Unmasked and Mystery Mayhem, but unfortunately, I no longer have my copies of those games because I sold them years ago. If James is able to like find functioning copies of them to play on Dolphin, I'd definitely be up for him trying it, though.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Okay, but on that note, I'm Hyper Voice Acting.
I'm JamesmanXtreme.
I'm Jordan the Cat 11.
And I am the bootleg Shaggy for now and forever.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a grand day.
Bye.
Ruby dooby doo!
Jinkies!